Hi everyone, my name is Alexander Krenzel, and I'm the lecturer for CSCI100 this fall, along with Vijay Chaudhry, who's going to be helping run our labs. Now I'm excited to be the first to welcome you to Intro to Computer Science at Howard. We have a very large class of about 175 students, and to support such a large class, we also have a fantastic teaching staff made up of 4 really great TAs from Howard and 5 or 6 volunteers from Google who will be coming to help out in office hours, possibly in some of our lectures and labs, and certainly in giving mock interviews, resume reviews, and other kind of industry support. Now, what is this class about? Well, a concise way to put it would be to say that this is a gentle but thorough introduction to computer science. And I phrase it this way to highlight the fact that we assume you have absolutely no experience programming. So if you've used computers a bit before, you've used a phone, but you don't really know how it works or how people write programs that run on the devices that you use, you're absolutely in the right place. If you've coded a bit before or coded some amount, you've learned some simple stuff, you're still in the right place. If, however, you've coded a lot and you have a lot of experience writing programs in Python or building things, this class may not be for you and you should come talk to me outside of class. That's the gentle part. The thorough part is to highlight the fact that one of our key goals is to make sure that you're set up for success in future CS classes and in industry interviews for getting an internship. And so we want to give you a really solid base where you can either apply it to more classes in CS, or maybe you're not even going to study CS, you're going to study something else. You can still apply the thinking that you learn here and the techniques and the language to whatever field you're interested in. We break the class into a couple of different areas. One is we're actually going to learn a language. We're going to learn Python and how to solve problems in Python and express ourselves in Python. So this means learning different constructs of the language, like conditionals, functions, for loops, while loops, lists, dictionaries, all sorts of stuff related to Python specifically. But we're also going to learn about abstract ideas that apply across different languages, so that in the future, when you're working on a new project or picking up a new language, some of the ideas that you've learned in this class will transfer more naturally. Rather than just learning Python, we're going to think about the broader ideas that we then will use in Python. Finally, to make sure that you're ready to solve problems and projects on your own and for industry interviews, we're going to talk a bit about the basics of algorithms. So what is an algorithm? What's the runtime of an algorithm? Algorithmic thinking, how to think about solutions to problems as algorithms. But why are we here? Why are there 175 students taking this class? Why computer science? Well, modern life all around us, especially during the pandemic, has really been powered by computer science. So where we go for entertainment, how we communicate with our friends and even take this class, how we get around town. All of this now runs on software, whether it's the actual app itself, like Uber, or if it's the algorithms, like YouTube, that recommend content to you. But also, computer science isn't just the present, it's very clearly the future. And as we grapple with different problems, and as we develop different types of technology, a lot of them are using computer science. So there's lots of companies working on self-driving cars now, which will completely revolutionize the way that we interact with the world over the next 20 years. People doing genetics research use computer science algorithms to find relationships between people of different ancestries and build up history. And sometimes we just play games. AlphaGo was something that Google wrote and produced. It was a program that could beat the world's best Go player, which is a notoriously difficult and very just hard to grasp game for a computer. But I want to be really clear here. The fact is, not all 175 of you are going to become software engineers. And not only is that okay, it's also expected, because computer science isn't used just by software engineers anymore. It's used in all sorts of fields. So, Human Genome Project, which biology people have been trying to map the human genome for many years, and in the last decade, using some novel computer science algorithms, along with some novel biology methods, they were able to reconstruct the entire human genome, the entire sequence that makes up our DNA. Maybe you're more into finance. Well, in the finance world, there are quantitative traders who write algorithms that trade stocks really quickly, high-frequency trading, or just look for different opportunities to make money or try to make predictions. This is also computer science. Or maybe you're not into any of that and you just want to make art. That also can be done with computer science, and in fact is done a lot with computer science. Like this example here of some beautiful trees, colorful trees, part of a art installation, programmed also in Python. So who am I? I'm here to teach computer science. I graduated from UC Berkeley with a degree in electrical engineering and computer science, but also a degree in music. I really like classical music. I play classical violin. I work now as a software engineer at Google, specifically working on YouTube, and more specifically YouTube Premium, the paid version of YouTube. And I'm taking 5 months off of my job at Google to come teach you here at Howard. And one of my goals while I'm here is to give you a very strong base of computer science fundamentals that, as I said before, 1, sets you up for success in future computer science classes at Howard, but 2, also ensures that you're ready for technical interviews, especially for freshman programs, and especially since I'm here from Google, the STEP internship program, which you'll hear about more in the next couple classes, which is Google's program for freshmen and sophomores. The other goal of me being here is after finishing this semester, I'm going back to my job at Google, and I can be an industry contact for you. And as you navigate the school and finding a job and finding internships and picking different directions to go in computer science, I can be a resource for you, and I can mentor and guide you and help you figure out what direction you want to go in. And to do that, I want to get to know you better, but more on that later. That'll be part of homework 1. But it's not just me. We have a whole team, as I mentioned. And so Vijay and I are teaching the class as instructors. And we have this great team of Howard TAs. So Jonathan, Deontay, Chidindu, and Braden, along with 5, maybe 6 engineers that'll be joining in. And I'll introduce them later on once they start getting involved.